88 ways to pleasure the feminine. So we're in the sound realm because we are at level 2, the sexual chakra, and number 10 has to do with nourishing the five senses. So we need to go a little deeper with sound. How are our voices affecting each other? How do we speak to each other? From what place in our bodies are we talking? Is it the heart? Is it the pussy? That's okay if it's down there. But the thing is, sound. It's such a huge part of feminine pleasure. So don't shout at her. Don't criticize her. Don't do your road rage around her. Those sounds shut her down and all of her angels get chased away. Okay. But one of the things that we really, really want to start nourishing are her sounds in the bedroom. Because when you really encourage the feminine sounds and she starts to there's this tendency to want to, like, oh, I don't want the neighbors to hear. Well, why not? Why shouldn't they know that you're a sex god and that you know how to pleasure your woman beyond her control? you know Now, we know that as parents we go through years where we try to be silent because we don't want to scare the kids. But then, do they ever hear heaven in the making between their parents? I think at some point, maybe as teenagers, maybe it's a good thing for them to hear. But the kids thing is really difficult. So you got to find your places of privacy that aren't going to, harm your career or your. But what if this is where you live? This is your neighborhood, and she's supposed to be silent all the time. She's missing out on half or more of her orgasm if you're silencing her. Never cover her mouth. Oh my God, that's all over. That's like the end. That's death. Like, and don't tell her, be quiet. Can you just be quieter? It's like saying, don't feel this. I'm going to do this thing and don't feel it. Because the sound is part of her feeling, okay? And it is a privilege. It is because of you. You produced this experience of her sounding. So it's for you to be, it's the proof of what you're doing. So yeah, like, and then you can follow her sounds, right? You can follow them because they're guiding you. I mean, the problem is most guys when they start to hear the sensational sounds of the woman starting to, like, really feel the feelings he's giving her, is then he'll say, oh, I gotta hurry up and finish because she must be close to orgasming, rather than assuming that her sounds are part of the whole journey. And the more sound she makes, the longer the journey will be, and that the kissing with sounding with kissing, it starts to open into breathing together, which is tantric, exchange of celestial energies, breathing to and from each other. So so now we get into music, because sounds that are heard, I was talking in the other video about when you're playing the radio all the time and TV and stuff, you're chasing away the feminine sounds. And if you can get music going that is like really more in touch with the rhythm of woman. I mean, I know you guys love that really hard rock stuff and the shouting, screaming guitars, and I think it's great, and I love it too, especially if it's while we're working or out in the yard or, cooking dinner and, talking conversation, that's fun. But for her sensuality, there's music that is encouraging of her, and there's music that's damaging, like the hateful lyrics in rap music. It's too bad, because I really want, like, rap to be like this movement of the people speaking their mind, but it's so hateful against women that I have to, like, ban it from my life. So you're kind of like, it's new territory to find, well, silence sometimes is better than music, but there's music. If you find the right music that really turns her on, she's going to surrender on the wave of the music to you. And you can even check out my music. My music is called Goddess Ocean. It's an album on all the major platforms by Eve Christoph, and Magic Fire by Eve Christoph. My music is erotic. It was one of my songs was kind of like labeled explicit. Bloom My Rose is called explicit. They won't release it to everybody. But it's sex music basically. But it's on the feminine terms of sexuality. So guys will hear it and go like, I don't understand this. I don't get this. Like, I had to fight with the guys in the music studio, basically keep telling them, this is for women. I know it's not the way you guys like the music. This is to keep it sensual. This is so that hormones of happiness drop into our bodies when we hear this music, and that all the lyrics are energizing to the feminine spirit and encouraging to the masculine to go ahead and love her that much and trust her surrender. Every lyric is about that. And so you can trust the journey. She can trust the journey, because if you're trying to surrender into lovemaking and there are these lyrics going on that are kind of like a bad mantra, it can actually affect your relationship in a kind of a unconscious negative way, because you've opened up to this deep, deep place, and these subliminal, not so subliminal mantras, messages go in and are programming you while you're making love. So music is dangerous, but the sounds that encourage the feminine and encourage her sounds. And that's the other thing. If you're playing music, it's easier to say to her, go ahead and make your sounds, because you can feel like there's something covering it up a little bit. Yeah, that's probably enough for now, right? Yeah, okay. Well, much love to you, darling. And feel sounding. Making your own sounds as a man is a super big turn on to her. She loves your sounds, your emotional feelings coming through your physicality. Don't ever be afraid to make your sounds. They're so passionate, and let those neighbors lust, and let those neighbors be in awe and be inspired by the sounds that come out of your man cave and her goddess temple. Okay, much love, darling.